Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 30 of what if Naruto had multiple people sealed inside of him. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also, go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Naruto Was a Vampire that I posted over on Anime King 2. And stay in tune, I'm going to be giving you a new episode of What If Naruto returned different after his training trip. Stay in tune for that and I hope you guys enjoy. And over on Anime King 2, I'm going to be giving you a new episode of What If Naruto had the unknown Sharingan. So yeah guys, stay in tune for that and I hope you guys enjoy. And also, remember if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join both channels and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And yeah, without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So the last part we left off, the sand and the stone had their peace treaty with Konoha as they did a political marriage and Naruto is going to marry Kurosaki and also Temari as the both of them accepted. Roshi has also moved to Konoha, seeing that Oniki gave him over. Roshi is old and he no longer wishes to fight, and Naruto is going to remove the Yanbai out of him, seeing that the soul of the Yanbai was taken over by Negi's friend. And Roshi told Naruto that he should just leave a small piece of the Yanbai's chakra in him. So, when he used that, he will be done, and no one will no longer rely on him for any Jinchuriki powers, as he's old and he just wished to rest. The next day, the Kyuubi and Eva came in the shower with Naruto, as all the girls agreed that they wouldn't do anything until all of them were released. And seeing that all of them are released now, Naruto slept with the both of them. As the next morning the other girls find out about that, as they wanted to know everything, as the Kyuubi and Eva told them that it was wonderful, he didn't even have to use Shadow Clone, it was him alone. Naruto then absorbed Zetsu and his memories completely, and also gained his large chakra reserves on his, as Naruto has been spending a lot of time away from everyone, as they cornered him and asked him what he's up to, as Naruto took them to some empty place where no sign of life is, as he showed them his new spells. The last spell was quite destructive, as he told Teyawaya she's the only one that's going to get to learn this because of her affinity, and also she shouldn't let this hit the ground because it can destroy the world. That is why Naruto released it on the mountains, as all the mountains were wiped away and the ground was flat after he did his spell. They then had to come back to Konoha as Mei Terumi and Ayo was there, as they want to ask Konoha for help to help win the Civil War, as Naruto told them that Madara Uchiha has been controlling Yagura all this time, and also, if they help them, they want the two Jinchuriki that Kiri possess. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can enter your space and check it out for yourself, so let's start this new episode. Yes, the second Mizukage and the traitor of Konoha, the man that caused the Kyuubi attack, Madara Uchiha, said Naruto. Madara, he should be long dead, said Ayo. Well, considering that I fought him a few weeks ago, when the last Uchiha in Konoha, Sasuke Uchiha, turned a traitor as well. He's quite alive and powerful, said Naruto. But why? The Purge, asked Mei. He feared bloodline users because there is a few that could play on the Sharingan weakness. So he had them kill, said Naruto. It was for the same reason why he manipulated things to have the Uchihas wiped out. I see, said Mei, as she then turned towards Tsunade. If we are to give the standby to Konoha, we ask in return help rebuilding Kiri once the fight is over, and also an alliance between Konoha and Kiri. Considering that you're asking us for help, we should be the one making more demands, said Tsunade. Throw in the Rokibai and it's a deal, said Naruto, as all of them looked at him. You know as well as I do that there is no way Utakata will be returning back to Kiri after his own master messed with his seal and nearly killed him. And considering that you cannot beat Yagura that hold the standby, Utakata with the Rokibai is far out of your league. That's true, said Ayo. Very well then, we accept your terms, said Mei. Good. When do we leave, said Naruto. As soon as possible, said Mei. Very well, be at the gate in 2 hours, Naruto said. As he was about to deactivate the privacy seal, when he remembered something. Hey, and another thing. The official story will be that Yagura died along with the standby and you're waiting for it to be revived. Any particular reason? Asked Mei. To mess with Madara's head, Naruto said, as he removed the seal and left the room. Seconds later, he flashed towards the Fuhen compound and he was gathering who would come along. You know, I never thought they would agree to give us both standby and the Rokibai, said the Kyuubi as she was watching the others prepare. None of the Bijous will be participating. I know, they're desperate for allies, said Naruto. But Mei seemed sincere though, he thought. But what about the others? Do you really think they will accept it like that? Us taking their Jinjulkis? Said Haku, as she put away the containment scrolls. Haku, you don't have to come if you don't want to, said Naruto. I have to do it if I want to move on, said Haku. Very well, said Naruto. I'm with Haku on this, Asuna pointed out. While they may agree to part with the standby, I doubt they will give up the Rokibai. We may have to offer them something more than an alliance and aid in their recovery, said Eva. I will think of something if it comes to that, said Naruto. When the small group met up with Ayo and Mei at the gate, they were met with disbelieving looks. Are you sure the 7 of you will be enough? Asked Mei, as she looked at Negi, Asuna, Eva, Anko, Haku and Teiwaya and Naruto. As all of them smirked when she said that. We will be fine, Terumi. Perfectly fine, said Naruto. Sometime later, by any chance, will we head to Wave, Naruto asked, as they were going the same direction he had on his first mission outside the village. Yes, we have arranged for a boat to take us to Kiri from there. I hope the captain doesn't change his mind though. It's getting more and more dangerous to sail to Kiri from there, said Mei. Well, I don't know about the captain, but I can get us to Wave in a matter of seconds, said Naruto, as the group quickly came to a stop. Of course, you are the son of the Yellow Flash. It should not come as a surprise that you know the Hirishin, Mei said. The Hirishin? Ayo said. The brat here knows the Hirishin? At your age? Not only does a brat my age know the Hirishin, but I don't really need it, said Naruto. I was actually referring to another teleportation technique, one that Eva taught me. Here, he said. Teleportation by shadow. Support very large groups and long range. So why can't we go straight to Kiri? Ayo asked. Because he doesn't have a 3-blade kunai there, or whatever he's using to mark, Mei said. Yeah, said Naruto. But he didn't really need a marker. He just basically need some kind of an image of the place. Basically like a photo, and he also need a shadow to be there where he and group can come out of. Now, said Naruto, as his shadow get larger and larger as it surrounded everyone and they sink into it like water. A few seconds later, the group emerged in front of a very large bridge. Hey, Naruto, Negi called out. Look at this, as he read the plaque of the bridge. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. The Great Naruto Bridge? Really? Said Naruto. They named the bridge after you. Whatever you did must have left quite a mark, said Mei, with her eyebrow raised. Well, Kakashi, Haku and I killed Gato and his army of bandits who were sucking the country dry. Army? Said Ayo. Yes, there was 800 of them. Give or take a few more dozen, said Naruto. Ayo gave a nervous chuckle. You 3 took on 800 bandits, he said in disbelief. Not all at once. We first took on 300 of them and Gato when they first attacked. Then we took out the other 500 at their camp. Well, you're Takabitsu Jonin after all, and Haku is a Chunin, right? With someone as powerful as Sharingan, Kakashi. On your side, there is no surprise there, Mei said. Oh, I was just a genin back then, said Naruto. And it was actually my first mission outside of Konoha. As Ayo and Mei looked at Naruto in disbelief. We're here, said Haku, as they came towards the end of the bridge and the two guards standing there. Identify yourself, one of the guards said, as his eyes then fell on Naruto, as a smile then came on his face. Sorry for not recognizing you immediately, Naruto-sama. What brings you to Wave? As he quickly moved out of their way, his partner following as well. We need to catch a boat heading for Kiri, said Naruto. To Kiri? Said the second guard. The only boat sailing there, despite the civil war, hasn't arrived. It should have been at the docks 2 days ago. Really? Damn. We will need some different ride then, said Naruto. Is Tazuna at home by any chance? Maybe he can help us, said Haku. Either home or the bar, said the first guard. That sounds like Tazuna, alright. Well, we need to find him. See ya, said Naruto as they went off. So, Naruto-sama, said Mei. Like I said earlier, we took out the army to help this country. That earned their respect. About an hour later, the group, along with Tazuna, was staring down the dock watcher. What do you mean he don't feel like doing it anymore, said Tazuna. Hey, don't kill the messenger, said the watcher, as he pleaded with them. Damn it, Naruto said, as he turned and walked towards the edge of the dock. What's the next boat? To Kiri, asked Negi. 2 weeks from now, but it's only a small fishing boat, 5 people at the most, said the watcher. Damn it, by then Yagura could wipe out all my troops, said Mei. Summoning jutsu, Naruto said, as they all spin around to see a giant cloud of smoke. A few seconds later, their jaw dropped as they recognized who had been summoned. Who dare But Manda quickly closed his mouth as he recognized Naruto. We don't have time to chit-chat, Manda. We need you to take us to Kiri. We have a Jinjulki Mizukage to overthrow and a Kiri army to defeat, Naruto said. Very well, but I demanded to be summoned in battle, said Manda. Fine, said Naruto, as he then looked at his companions. What are you waiting for? Hop on, he said. With that, they climbed up on top of his head, joining Naruto. Not that I mind, but how exactly are you able to summon snakes? And wasn't Manda Orochimaru's personal summon? Asked Mei. I was able to summon snakes after I defeated both Manda and Orochimaru at the same time, said Naruto. And after that, it wasn't hard to convince Manda that I'm a more worthy summoner than Orochimaru. Translation, he threatened him, said Eva with a smirk. Watch it, little girl, or I will, as his voice quickly died in his throat, as Eva started to release her frosty presence on him, as everyone's breath could be seen. Silence, you garden worm. Make one wrong move and I will consume you, Eva said, as tendrils of darkness started to come from her. Understood, said Manda. Good, said Eva in a sweet voice. Was it really a good idea to bring these people along? Mei thought. The trip was far faster than a boat, but they didn't have anything for shelter, so when they arrived they were all soaked to the bone. Couple hours after passing the border to Kiri, the group got on a relatively small island to Mei's instruction. From here on out we're water walking, Ayo informed them. Yeah, it would be reckless to travel to a secret hideout in such a flashy and noisy way, Naruto said as he followed Mei through the mist in the area. 10 minutes later, after going through a tunnel, the group arrived into a humongous cavern that held hundreds of tents, with a very large tent in the very center, towering over the others. Mei-sama, you have returned. How did the negotiations go? Will we get reinforcements from other villages? As everyone was asking questions, everyone said Mei. Shut up, or I'll kill you, as everyone quickly went silent. Well, you're certainly popular, said Naruto, as they walked towards the largest tent. As soon as they entered the tent, they were greeted by a teenager with a large sword on his back. Mei-sama, Ayo-sama, you have returned, the blue-haired boy said. Yes, Kojuro, we're back, said Mei. May I ask if everything went okay? You're back earlier than expected, said Kojiro. Well, it didn't go quite as expected, but we did gain some powerful allies, Mei said as she looked at the 7 full hand behind her. I see, said Kojiro as he glanced at them as well. We are meeting with the commanders of the battalions. Do join us. You're part of the 7 ninja swordsmen after all, said Mei. As you wish, said Kojiro. As they reached a more secluded area in the tent, they came to a large table with a map of Kiri on it, and several silent and privacy seals all over. Around the table was 3 men, aged between 30 to 50, discussing a lot of things and pointing at various maps. When they saw me, they got up to greet her and Ao, but they stiffened as they saw the others. Shaizunu, Taruka, said Mei, as she gave him a nod of acknowledgement. Welcome back, Mei-sama, Ao Dano, the youngest greeted. How did the negotiations go? Not quite as we expected, but far better than we feared, Taruka, said Mei, as she then turned towards the Fuhen. These are members of Konoha Fuhen clan. Konoha as a whole cannot afford to aid the rebellion against one of the great 5 nations. But the Hokage allow us to make deal with the Fuhen clan, allowing them to aid us. These youngsters, the oldest asks, you got to be kidding. The only one that looks somewhat capable is that girl. As he pointed at Anko, who was in her 20-year-old form, and she looked somewhat older, while the others were in age of 14 to 15. And she doesn't look anything special either, he said. In an instant, the man was surrounded as all the Fuhen members pointed sword at his neck that was created from nowhere. For your information, any of the people that I brought here could erase you in a matter of seconds. So, if I were you, I would watch my mouth, said Naruto. That tend to get people killed. As chills went down the man's spine. A moment later, the 7 Fuhen members returned to their previous position, but they were still looking at him with a cold look. I have heard of the Fuhen clan, the last man stated as he looked at Naruto. You're that clan that can copy bloodlines. Well, we don't exactly copy, but I guess you could call them that. But we don't take them away from others, said Naruto. Mei-sama, what kind of deal did you make with them? The man asked. Well, they will help us take down Yagura and defeat his loyal ninjas, and they will help rebuild Kiri once this is all over. And also, there will be an alliance between Konoha and Kiri, said Mei. And in exchange, Shaizu asked, they gain the Sanbai and Utakata, the Rokibai Jinjuriki, and as well, able to allow bloodlines during the time that they're here, said Mei. What? The 3 men shouted. As Kojiro eyes was wide, did the Mizukage really make a deal like that? That's nowhere near fair. With this, Konoha military power will skyrocket, Shaizu said. This is blackmail. They're taking advantage of our weakness, Shaizuna added. This is unacceptable, Toruga said. Silence, Mei shouted as they all went quiet. Before you act like children, you need to think this through. If somehow, some miracle that came from the heavens, we manage to take down Yagura, what then? The Sanbai will die temporarily and then come back and wipe us off the face of existence. And as for Utakata, if we can't handle the Sanbai, what hope do we have against the Rokibai? After what his old sensei did to him, he will never return to Kiri, and we cannot force him. And besides, she said, we found out what caused Yagura's sudden change and his desire to kill bloodline users, Mei said. He's being controlled with an extremely powerful genjutsu by none other than Madara Uchiha. But he's dead. He died fighting the first Hokage of Konoha, Shaizunu said in shock. I saw him alive a few weeks ago when he helped the last Uchiha in Konoha go rogue, said Naruto. And from my information, he's a leader of Akatsuki, a group of S-rank missing nin who's gathering the 9 Bijous. Are you certain of this information? Shaizu asked in shock. Straight from an Akatsuki member we managed to interrogate right before he died from his wounds, said Naruto. I see, said Shizuno. But why does Konoha want to place a large target on themselves? You seem to be misunderstanding something, said Eva. We never said anything about you giving the Rokibai or the Sanbai to Konoha. You are giving it to the Fuhen clan. What difference does it make? Chaizo asked slowly. The difference is if a clan get them, we will hold the decision what happened to them. And considering that we already have 3 Jinjulki as clan members, with myself, the Kyuubi Jinjulki, the Akatsuki would be rather foolish to attack Konoha head on. Naruto said with a smirk. Well, that and the fact that my clan already killed 2 top members of the Akatsuki, they would be careful to approach us. You already killed 2? Torka asked in surprise. Yes, but I would prefer to keep that information secret for now, said Naruto. And what of the bloodline you want? Chaizo asked. Well, we already have a lot of bloodlines that are coming in Kiri, like the Hayaton and the Shoton. And the Shikatsu Mayaku, said Naruto. What? How the hell did you get those? Asked Ayo. Well, the Hayaton and Yuton came from people who joined our clan. The Shoton was awakened by accident in another person after she joined our clan. And as for the Shikatsu Mayaku, as Naruto then paused, well, where did you get it? It supposedly went extinct soon after the purge began, since the Kagai were slaughtered. Taruka asks. We got it from one of Orochimaru's men. Apparently he took the kid in the night the Kagais were wiped out. I don't really know where he is now. The last time we saw him, he had a dangerous lung disease, said Naruto. I see, said Taraka. As his gaze then shifted to Anko, as Naruto then glared at him. If you even once say that we're with Orochimaru, I will kill you. As the man gulped and quickly stopped looking at Anko. Naruto-san, if we are to be allies, it would be best if you do not threaten my shinobis, said Mei. Allies? Said Naruto. It would be better if you call my clan hired mercenaries. Allies, do not assume that the others is backstabbing them just minutes after they arrive. Because if that is how you define an ally, then we will have issues, said Naruto. Issues? Said Ayo as he narrowed his eyes. Our agreement state that we will help you remove Yagura and his loyal ninjas, right? Said Negi. Yes, said Mei. And that does not imply in any way that we should work with you, or even interact with you at all, said Negi. We could simply make our own attack plans, disregarding anything, such as anything else as your troops getting caught in the crossfire of the battle, or even wiping out the whole island that Kiri is built on to take care of Yagura. Even if we do that, we would still be abiding by our contract. Why, you, said Shizuno, with a kunai already in hand, as Taraka was already forming hand signs, and Kojiro was using the chakra to blast the wrapping off of his sword. No, wait, Mei said, but it was too late. But before any of them could attack the Fuhen, they found themselves bound with a black substance that none of them could understand. The only Kiri rebel that left unbound was Mei, who was looking wide-eyed at them. She then noticed the black substance was on the floor as it led up to Anko, who was holding it in her arm like a leash. You're a Nara? Mei said in shock. The shadows are merely another element. It doesn't have to be restricted to one clan, said Eva as she was a little bit bored by the conversation. No blood had been spilled at all. And no, it's not a bloodline, but it may become so in the future, said Naruto. At any rate, please release them. I am sure we can cooperate peacefully, Mei said. As long as they don't do anything stupid like attacking us, then we're good, said Negi. Even though I said we could result in completely destroying Kiri, it wouldn't be great, seeing that we're going to help rebuild the village once it's all over. Details, said Naruto as he yawned, but remember my warning. I value the safetyness and the happiness of my clan over any of your subordinates, said Naruto. That is perfectly understandable, she said. Perfect, said Naruto as Anko released the prisoners. Alright, said Naruto, let's begin the planning. As all of the Fuhen members created chairs, as Naruto created a chair for Mei right beside him for her to sit down, as she took the chair as they started to discuss the battle strategy. Time skip, things has gone nicely over the past few weeks, as they have been coming together and getting other shinobis, as they had 550, but now they have 900, as they got several group of wandering ninjas, as they recruit them and told them that after the battle is over, they can settle down in Kiri, and other nation has been coming together and helping them with the funding, seeing that they will be one of the great 5 nations soon. But then it happened. Word of the Fuhen alliance with the rebel reached Yagura and therefore Madara. From what information they have received, it only took 10 minutes to decide on a full-scale attack. Apparently, Madara did not like to be forced to be retreated by a kid, Jinchuriki or not, which led Yagura forces to spread out around the islands on Kiri. As we now have Eva, so are you afraid to die? You know, it's highly likely when we're going up against a monster like Yagura and all of his forces. Eva, stop spooking them out. For the last time, it's not their fault that they won't survive after being cut to pieces by Yagura troops. Oops, did I say that out loud? Said Teiwaya. Let it be known that not all of the Fuhens were liked by the rebels, especially Eva, Anko and Teiwaya, who teased them and annoyed them. At any rate, Naruto said, as he raised his voice, I, Eva, Negi and Anko will start the bombarding of the long-range area. And after we cut them down to size, the others will attack as well. Also, do not get near Teiwaya when she fight, unless you're ready to die, said Naruto. And when Yagura start releasing the sandbag, fall back and let us take care of it, said Naruto. Now, let's go. An hour later, Naruto, Negi, and Eva and Anko were standing a distance away from the group as all 4 of them were chanting, as a large group of ninjas were rushing towards them. As all of them then released their power at the same time, Naruto's first spell was the Force of Thirst that was sent in the middle of the army that was approaching. Eva's spell, End of World, as she hit the water, as the degree dropped instantly as the ninjas got frozen. But some of them jumped up before their feet got frozen and their entire body did, as they landed on the solid ice. Negi's spell, 1,000 lightning bolts, as lightning rained down from the sky, striking down ninjas after ninjas. Anko's spell, Fatal Eclipse, smashed into the group with its zombie hands ripping through ninjas like they were nothing but paper. The Kiri loyalists did not enjoy themselves as they were hit by those deadly spells. Between having the life drained out of them by that thing that reached out and grabbed them with branches, and frozen to death and broken into pieces, and thunderbolt raining down from the sky, and being crushed to death by those zombie hands, their forces has been cut down by a third. The 4 great spells hitting the target was the chance for the rebels to attack, taking advantage of the disorder between the troops. Naruto also flew straight up into the air as he was firing lightning arrows that pierced through ninja and turned their body into ash. As Anko's shadows were like spikes as they came from the ground, piercing through ninjas after ninjas. As Anko had shadow wings on her back and also claws that were made out of shadow, and also a shadow tail, as her eyes were completely black. And so the battle progressed, with the others coming and destroying Yagura loyal ninjas, as Haku was dashing through them, using her Senmon needles to strike them in their heads and their hearts. As Haku stopped as she was surrounded by a group of Kiri ninja, Yagura-sama has placed a high capture on your head, Fuhens, especially that blonde hair brat over there. But I don't know why your aim suck, as he had a Senbon in his shoulder. Suck, does it, said Haku. Well, we can't have that. No, can we? Senbon fusion, she said, as a Senbon then melt into his skin, as the man from head to toe was frozen in seconds as she threw another senbon and he shattered into pieces. As the other ninjas rushed towards Haku, as Haku smirked, "Haven't you guys noticed?" she said. "You were all hit by my senbon." As all of them stopped, as they looked down and saw their body start to be frozen as they were stiff as ice, as Haku pulled out 10 more senbon needles as she spun around and released them all, as all of the man were shattered to pieces. In another part of the battlefield, Teiwaya was dashing towards her enemy, her body in the second level of her curse seal. Now the feral vibration seal. Her appearance was similar to the one that she had when she was using her curse mark at level 2, but slight differences. For starters, her horns were now golden and they can extend and retract at her will. And Teiwaya power has developed a lot, as it took about 2 months with Naruto and Chao to find out what her power is. After Naruto gave her the bloodline, it seems like her power mutated with that, as she could break things down at a micro level by just touching it, as it was one of the jutsus she was now using, as she placed her hand on one of the Kiri ninja's shoulder as his upper half of his body bursts as blood showered everywhere, as she can feed the chakra to any part of her body she wished. So if someone was to touch her shoulder without her permission, they would burst as well, as long as she was in her stage 2 form. As she noticed 5 water dragons were coming towards her, she lowered her head and focused her chakra into her horns, as she released a pulse of chakra that disintegrated anything that it touched, and she could use it without hand sign in her level 2 state through her horns, and 12 hand sign in her normal form. With that, she dashed forward to slaughter more ninjas. With Naruto, he sliced down a few more ninjas as he felt a chakra source. He then looked up. "That's him," said Naruto. "Let's go," as him and the group went over there, as he saw Yagura standing there. With that lifeless look in his eyes, he was not here to talk, only to kill them. As he quickly went into his second stage of his yokai cloak. "Anko, Eva, Negi," said Naruto. "On it," they said, as all 3 of them dashed away in different directions. Well, if it isn't Yagura, Madara's favorite puppet," Naruto said, as he then dodged a very large hand of yokai that extended from Yagura's cloak. As Yagura launched himself at Naruto, as Naruto ducked as Yagura fly right over his head. As the 2 hands from the cloaks start to go through hand sign, and also Yagura went through hand sign of his own. "Water style, Dehoden," said Yagura, as he sent a powerful blast of water from his mouth straight towards Naruto. As the yokai arms finished their own hand sign, as a white feather wing and a black-like wing burst from Naruto's back, tearing his shirt as he flew straight up in the air. As Yagura flooded the water with yokai, the water jutsu will now be more powerful and faster than before. Even without hand sign, he can manipulate the water at his will. As Naruto activated his yokai, Eternal Mangeto Sharingan. "Now, Yagura, let's end this," said Naruto, as he flew straight towards him. But guys, in the end this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notification to stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends on your social media platform, and stay in tune. I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Returned Different after his training trip. I hope you guys enjoy. And over on Anime King 2, I'm going to be posting What If Naruto Had the Unknown Sharingan. So stay in tune for that as well, and thank you all for helping your support. And yeah, without further ado, I'm out for now. Peace.